What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So, the dog is barking at other dogs, of course. So, the Denver Broncos, who maybe they screwed the pooch last year, and maybe this is one of the reasons why you're not seeing the mega trades, that maybe nobody's looking at Lamar Jackson. I think there's a couple of things with the Lamar Jackson situation. I think, one, teams are worried about his style of play and where he's been injured, because a lot of his game is predicated on him being able to run. And you worry about those injuries mounting up. And two, I think that the NFL is also looking as colluding and kind of saying we don't want to give up guaranteed contracts. And three, there's the Russell Wilson situation. Russell Wilson trade literally hamstrung the Denver Broncos. They've got no first-round picks, and they won't for a while. And so as you go through, the best way to build is through the draft. You're getting a guy for 4 or 5 years who is not going to cost you much money and doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on him, and is kind of like a sponge where you can hopefully coach them to be the player that you want them to be. Well, Denver doesn't have that option. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to use their players that they have for draft capital. And so teams are not spending a lot of draft capital this year on players. So they've been wanting to try and move Cortland Sutton. They've been wanting to try and move Jerry Jeudy. But it's not happening. So according to Adam Schefter here, they're pretty much sticking to the script of, we want a first or a second. We're not going any lower than that. So I think that's going to be a case where you're left holding the bag. I don't know that anybody's going to go ahead and get that kind of compensation. Not when you're getting a fifth for, Brandon Cooks. Not when you're only getting a third for Jalen Ramsey. Jerry Jeudy does not have a lot of stuff that you can look on the resume and say, yeah, he's a first-round pick. Now, his contract is still relatively cheap, but that's not for long because you're going to have to change it. Now, then there's Odell Beckham Jr. Odell, the consensus is Odell is a guy who can help a team that is a contender, in spot duty, but he is not the guy that he was before. And you can't expect a guy in his 30s who's coming off of back-to-back knee injuries, reconstruction, one surgery which was botched. The second one was to repair the first one, and hasn't played in over a year. So you start looking at that and saying, teams are not jumping at these offers like they have in the past. We'll see what happens with Odell. Odell may be, unfortunately, finding out the hard way that the market is just not that strong for you right now. And Denver, well, they may be stuck with their receivers. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I'll catch you later. Peace.